Okay, so in a graph, you have two axes. What is this axis called? X-axis. And this Y. Good, thank you. Okay. In how do we name a coordinate then if we have the X and Y axis? A coordinate consists of two numbers. Okay. It's always a X value and a Y value written in bracket and a comma in between. So sometimes when I ask students, what is this point? They tell me 3. All right. That's not a point. I need two numbers to make up a coordinate. Each of these are a coordinate. Each of these points are a coordinate. So who played Battleship before? Okay, so a coordinate system is just like Battleship. You, for example, here, this coordinate 6, 3. Remember, X always comes before Y. So you look at 6 on your X-axis and 3 on your Y. All right? Zip. Okay, I sunk your battleship. So the first letter here is I. Okay. The next one, 1 and 5. So 1 on the X, 5 on the Y. Where do they meet? N. Okay. The other one, -4 and 6. -4 on my X. 6 on the Y. Where do they meet? E. Okay. What about the next one? Who can tell me the letter for the next one? -6, 3. V. That's right. -6 and 3. Where do they meet? They meet at V. Notice whenever I do my coordinate, I'm just going up, down, left, right.
Interrupting again, if all students that are participating in the OSSLT test this November, kindly make your way to the cafetorium. Teachers, you have received a list. If you can urge students to come down to cafetorium as soon as possible, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. So it doesn't apply to you guys. OSS, the literacy test is when you guys write it in grade 10. So right now, you guys only have the EQAO math. Next year, you guys do the literacy test. Okay, 4, 0. This one is the tricky one. 4, 0. 4 on my x-axis, 0 on my y. So that means I'm not going up, going down. It's just on my x-axis. So it's the letter E. Okay. What about the next one? -5, 0. What letter do you get? R. That's right. -5 on my x, 0 on the y. That means it's on my x-axis, so it's R. Okay. So what is this puzzle right here? You're trying to solve. What did one year say to the other? Okay. I never something, something, something. Okay. So let's try to figure out this puzzle. I'll give you guys about 3-4 minutes. Okay, let's see if you can solve this puzzle. So what did one year say to the other? After we solved the puzzle, I never knew we both lived on the same block. Okay. Remember that the middle right here, your origin is always 0, 0. And then this part is the positive, positive, and then negative, negative. Okay. Think of it as a number line. This is a number line, and this is a number line. Okay. For this next one, we want to graph number of days versus the number of bacteria. First column always goes on the bottom. That's your independent variable. And this is your dependent variable. Minimum to maximum x value, 1 to 6. So a good scale to go up by would be by ones. Minimum maximum y values, 4 to 200. So a good scale to go up by is by tens. Okay. And a good title that you can always do is y versus x, a number of bacteria versus number of days. So you can see here, number of days, I'm going up by ones, but I can still skip every 2 square. Okay? Be consistent with the number of squares you skip for every number. Okay? And then for your y values, you can go up by 10, skipping every box as 10, all the way up to 200. If you don't follow the scale, the graph is not wrong, but then instead of a graph that fills up the whole chart, you're going to get a graph that's small. Right? So once you scale your x and y axis, you can plot each of these points. 1 and 4, 2 and 16, 3 and 40, and so forth. To connect the dots, we draw either one smooth curve or one straight line. We do not connect the dots. So this nice smooth curve. For example 2, we have number of hours studied versus grades. So we have this. Don't forget to add in your title. So we can do grades versus number of hours study. Or you can be more creative and say how number of hours studying affects grades. Okay, grades based on number of hours study. Okay, all of these are valid. So maximum, minimum value, 0 to 10. You could go up by ones or by twos because I recognize that all of these values are by twos. And then here, minimum y value to maximum y value, go up by tens. And independent variable, always your first column, so number of hours studying. Dependent is the grade. And to calculate the average, you add up all the grades divided by 6. So in this case, the average is 70%. Okay. After we scale everything and plot the points, you can see that we actually get a straight line, a linear line, straight line. This one point that doesn't belong to this line is called an outlier. Okay, and then lastly, with this, we have these points right here. That's why we want to do a T graph now instead of an L graph. After plotting it, we do not connect the points. So no line, no curve, because there is no relation between the x and the y values. Okay. So for homework, please practice graphing these three and draw either a line, a curve, or leave it as a scatter plot.